Hi everyone. In this video you will learn a popular method of inter-process communication called message passing. But first, what is the message passing? Let's go inside. Message passing is one of many models of IPC, inter-process communication. And also in the message passing system, processes communicate with each other without sharing address space, and a message passing system doing this by two main system calls, send and receive. So, now if we have two processes that want to communicate, how can they do this? Simply, by the different ways to communicate like direct or indirect communication, synchronous or asynchronous communication, automatic or explicit buffering. Now let's get started with direct or indirect communication. But we should go outside to understand what that meaning. Now, let's pretend we are in the 1980s, and we have two friends Mark and Steven, and they want to communicate. What they do? Yes, they will write a letter, so the letter should be between two people, and in the letter you should mention the name and the address, so to some extent that's a direct communication in message passing. Now let's go inside our computer to explain the details. Like I said, direct communication somewhat similar to a letter, so processes must explicitly name the sender or receiver in the direct communication. Like that. And the communication link in direct communication has the following properties. The link is established automatically and processes need each other's identities to send messages. A link is associated with exactly two processes. Let us now understand what it is in direct communication. So we will go outside to understand that. Now, let's suppose here that this person is the manager of the main branch of a particular company, and writes an email to some workers in which some tasks are given to them in a branch of the company. Well, here we will look from the perspective of the employees of the company branch who received the email. So the employees here want to know who will take over the tasks sent from the main branch manager. But they will not know because the only one who can know who will take over the tasks is the manager of this branch. And this is somewhat similar to indirect communication in message passing. Now, let's go back to our computer to explain the details. So basically, in indirect communication, messages are sent and received from mailboxes or ports. And the processes can place messages into a mailbox or remove messages from them. And the mailbox has a unique identification. Also, two processes can only communicate if they have a shared mailbox. And this communication link has some properties. 1. A link is established between a pair of processes only if both have the same shared mailbox. 2. A link may be associated with more than two processes. 3. There may be different links, with each link corresponding to one mailbox, between pairs of communicating processes. Example: P1, P2 and P3 all shared mailbox A. P1 sends a message to A, while P2 and P3 execute a receive from A. Which process will receive the message? Now, the answer depends on one of the chosen methods. First, allow the link to associated with at most two processes. Second, allow at most one process to execute receive operation. Third, choose randomly at most one process to receive a message, or choose an algorithm to receive messages. And to finish direct and indirect communication we should take examples for them. And this some examples. Now we know what types of communication are. But do buffer size and message size be affected communication? That's what we will know. The buffer size actually affects communication. But how? If we use the lowest buffer size, it will reduce communication time. And also, message size affect communication. But how? Message sent by a process can be of either fixed or variable size. So, if it fixed size the system level implementation straightforward, but makes the task of programming more difficult. And if at variable size, the system level implementation will be more complex. But the task of programming on other hand becomes simpler. And that was the video. Now we learned what's the message passing and everything related to it. See you in another video, and goodbye.